But it goes to the fact that these challenges, these adversities that face us as believers, where the servant or the messenger of God is being attacked verbally, see, that's part of our trial. See, you remember reading in the Bible when Jesus came before his accusers, and the scripture uses this language. He was like a sheep dumb before his shearers. He didn't say anything. He didn't defend himself because it was not his trial. He asked, which of my good works do you stone me for? I'm a man that only tried to teach you the truth. So it's always the trial of those who are the believers and who are really the beneficiaries of the service of the man of God, that when he is attacked by the religious leadership and the political leadership and the economic leadership, it's for us. It's for us to show and prove, to stand and deliver, that we are grateful and thankful to God for what this great man has given to us, that really God has given to us. So the scope of our discussion will include answering these questions. What has Farrakhan done? Do black people owe Minister Farrakhan a debt of gratitude and support? Are we qualified as experts on Minister Farrakhan? Should we be? It's a good question. Where do we find the empirical data, the actual facts, the documentation to support our allegiance to Minister Farrakhan? See? Some of us remember reading the lessons, Brother Rodney, where it said that the Holy Quran does not forbid a Muslim to offer his allegiance to his brother. So as the followers of Minister Farrakhan, we have an allegiance to him. See? Because he's a man that is not before us of himself, but he is in truth the seed of the yearning of our people. See? You read in the scripture where Jesus is referred to as the Son of Man. He is the blessed inheritance of the children of Israel who had yearned for a deliverer. See? That's why the female is very, very valuable. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that we are not going nowhere without our women. He said a nation, which means a community, which means a neighborhood, which means a family. You're not going nowhere without the woman. You can't rise higher than the woman. So we thank Allah also for the blessed womb that bore Minister Farrakhan, because that was a womb chosen by God to give birth to this man that was a seed of yearning. Some of us remember watching the film Miss Jane Pittman, just to clarify what I'm talking about, a seed of yearning. Miss Jane was a fictional character on southern plantations. And whenever a child was born, she would somewhat facetiously say to that child, "Are you the one? Are you the one?" Just she talking to babies. Are you the one that we've been looking for? Because those on the plantations, the only hope that they had was for divine intervention. There was no hope coming from nowhere else. So we bear witness that Minister Farrakhan is such a child that is the seed of the yearning and the longing of a people who were raped and slaughtered and tortured and abused and castrated and lynched and purposely miseducated. This man comes from the loins of a suffering people, you and me. We've forgotten what we've suffered because there's no one to remind us of it. And you can't even have a water cooler conversation on your job about slavery. Nobody wants to talk about slavery, but yet you'll send your children to school. And they'll tell them to write a report on Auschwitz. They'll tell them to write a report on the Holocaust. Because everybody's suffering is okay, but black suffering is politically incorrect. How come we can't discuss what has happened to us?